If you are over 60 and you eat this one common food every single day, you could be slowly increasing your risk of artery blockage without even realizing it. And what makes this even more dangerous is that most people believe this food is completely safe, but what happened next in one of my patients' lives changed everything. One of my patients, a 71-year-old woman, came to me with a complaint that seemed very small at first. She said, "Dr. Danzy, I feel a slight heaviness in my chest sometimes, especially after meals." Now listen carefully, because this is where most people make a deadly mistake. They ignore symptoms that come and go, because after a few minutes, her discomfort would disappear, so she convinced herself. It's nothing serious, but what happened next shocked her. One evening, after dinner, that same heaviness didn't go away. It slowly turned into tightness. Then discomfort started spreading toward her shoulder, and in that moment, fear took over, because deep down, she knew something wasn't right. Welcome to Dr. Danzy Senior Health Tips. I'm Dr. Danzy, and today I need you to pay very close attention, because the food I'm about to reveal is something millions of seniors consume daily, thinking it's harmless, while it silently damages their arteries. Now, let me explain something very important in a simple way. Your arteries are like flexible pipes, carrying oxygen-rich blood from your heart to the rest of your body. When these arteries are clean and smooth, blood flows easily. But over time, especially after 60, something dangerous starts to build up inside them. This is called plaque, and it doesn't appear suddenly. It builds slowly, silently, layer by layer. At first, you feel nothing, no pain, no warning, no discomfort. But inside, your arteries are gradually narrowing, and this is where the real danger begins. Because when your arteries become narrow, your heart has to work harder to push blood through. Your brain receives less oxygen. Your body starts struggling, even if you don't feel it yet. And this is exactly what was happening with that patient. But here's the part that surprised her the most. When we looked deeper into her daily routine, we found something very common. Every single day, without fail, she was eating a particular food, morning, evening, sometimes even at night. She believed it was healthy. She trusted it. And this is where the myth begins. Most people believe, if I've been eating something for years and I feel fine, it must be safe. But the reality is, some foods don't harm you immediately. They damage you slowly. And by the time symptoms appear, the problem may already be serious. In fact, a study of over 2,000 seniors found that regular consumption of certain processed foods increased artery blockage risk by up to 67%, especially after the age of 60. Now think about that. 67%, that's not a small number. And yet, most people continue eating these foods daily without a second thought. So what exactly is happening inside the body? Let me make it very simple. Certain foods, especially those high in unhealthy fats, refined ingredients, and hidden additives, trigger inflammation inside your blood vessels. This inflammation damages the inner lining of your arteries, and once that lining is damaged, cholesterol and other substances start sticking to it. Over time, this forms plaque, and slowly, your arteries lose their flexibility. They become stiff, narrow, and dangerous. But here's where most people go wrong again. They wait for a major symptom, chest pain, severe breathlessness, a sudden attack, but what they don't realize is the body gives small warnings first, just like that patient experienced. Mild heaviness, temporary discomfort, a feeling that something is off. And this is exactly where awareness can save your life. Because what happened next with that patient could have been much worse. When we ran further checks, we found early signs of artery blockage, not complete, but enough to be dangerous if ignored. And this is where her journey changed, because instead of waiting for something serious to happen, she decided to act. But before I tell you what she changed, you need to understand one more critical mistake. Many people think, if I avoid oil, I'm safe. If I eat less sugar, I'm safe. But what they don't realize is, the real danger often hides in foods that don't look harmful at all. And this is where the trap becomes deadly, because the food I'm talking about is often eaten with tea, sometimes as breakfast, sometimes as a light snack, and people feel good while eating it, comforted, satisfied, but inside the body, a completely different story is unfolding. And what happened next when that patient removed this one food is something you need to see. Within just a few weeks, her post-meal heaviness reduced, her energy improved, and most importantly, that fear, that uncertainty, started fading. But here's the question: what exactly did she remove? And why is this food so dangerous after 60? Because in the next part, I'm going to reveal the exact food that could be silently increasing your artery blockage risk, and I'll show you why most people never suspect it until it's too late. Also, I'll share how you can replace it with a safer option without giving up taste or comfort. So stay with me. And if you truly care about your heart, make sure you subscribe to Dr. Danzy Senior Health Tips, because what you learn here could protect you from a life-threatening mistake. And trust me, what you're about to discover next might completely change what you eat every single day. And now, it's time to reveal the truth that most people never expect. The food that was silently increasing artery blockage risk in that patient's life was not fast food, not sweets, not even oily meals. It was something far more common, something most people eat every single day without fear. Refined flour-based foods, things like white bread, biscuits, bakery snacks, and those soft, light, easy-to-digest items that feel harmless. Yes, that's simple. And what happened next when I explained this to her completely changed her mindset. She looked at me and said, "Dr. Danzy, I eat this every day with my morning tea, and sometimes in the evening too. And this is exactly where the danger hides. Because these foods don't look oily, they don't taste heavy, they feel light, quick, and comforting. But inside your body, they behave very differently. Let me explain in the simplest way possible. When you eat refined flour-based foods, they break down very quickly into sugar in your bloodstream. This causes a rapid spike in blood sugar levels. Now here's where it gets dangerous. Your body reacts by releasing insulin to control that spike. But when this happens again and again, day after day, it leads to inflammation inside your blood vessels. And as I mentioned earlier, inflammation damages the inner lining of your arteries. And once that lining is damaged, plaque starts building faster. This is how something that feels light on your stomach becomes heavy on your heart. And this is not just theory. A study involving over 2,800 adults above 60 found that those who consumed refined flour products daily had significantly higher levels of arterial stiffness and nearly 2x increased risk of plaque buildup over time. Now think about your daily routine for a moment. Morning tea with biscuits, an evening snack with bread, sometimes a quick bakery item when you don't feel like cooking. It feels normal. It feels harmless. But what happened next in that patient's life proves how powerful awareness can be. Once she understood the impact, she made a simple decision. She didn't stop eating completely. She replaced. Instead of refined flour, she shifted to whole, natural alternatives. Instead of biscuits, she chose nuts or roasted options. Instead of white bread, she moved toward whole grain choices. And this is where the transformation began. Within 2 weeks, her energy levels improved. Within a month, that uncomfortable heaviness after meals almost disappeared. And over time, her confidence in her own body returned. But here's something very important you need to understand. It wasn't just about removing one food, it was about breaking a pattern. Because habits, especially daily habits, shape your health more than anything else. Now let's break another dangerous myth. Many people believe, I don't eat much, so it won't affect me. But the reality is, it's not just about quantity, it's about frequency, even small amounts, repeated every single day, can create long-term damage. And this is exactly how silent conditions develop, not from one big mistake, but from small daily choices. Now, let me take you back to another patient scenario. One of my patients, a 69-year-old man, came to me feeling constantly tired. No major pain, no serious complaints, just a lack of energy. He told me, "Dr. Danzy, I feel fine, but I don't feel active anymore." And when we explored his routine, we found the same pattern. Multiple small refined snacks throughout the day, nothing extreme, nothing alarming, but enough to keep his blood sugar fluctuating constantly. And this is where most people miss the bigger picture. When your blood sugar keeps rising and falling rapidly, it stresses your blood vessels, it affects your heart rhythm, and over time, it contributes to poor circulation and plaque formation. So, what happened next? We made the same simple shift. Reduce refined foods, stabilize blood sugar, support natural circulation, and within weeks, his energy improved, his fatigue reduced, and most importantly, he felt more alive again. Now here's the key lesson for you. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive. It reacts more strongly to what you eat, and it recovers more slowly from damage. So the same food that didn't affect you at 30 can become harmful at 60. And this is why awareness is everything. Now, before we move forward, let me ask you something honestly. How often do you eat biscuits, bread, or bakery snacks? Once a day? Twice a day? More? Because if this is part of your daily routine, this message is for you, not to scare you, but to protect you. And this is exactly why I share these insights on Dr. Danzy Senior Health Tips. Because small changes, made early, can prevent big problems later. Now in the next part, I'm going to show you something even more important, because removing harmful foods is only half the solution. What you add to your diet matters just as much, and there are certain powerful natural foods that can actually support your blood vessels, improve circulation, and reduce the risk of blockage over time. But here's the surprising part. Most people either ignore them or use them incorrectly. And one simple mistake there can cancel all your efforts. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn next could completely transform how you protect your heart every single day.